Lost in your mind, I wanna know, am I losing my mind? Never let me go. If the sign is not forever, at least we are together. I know I'm not alone, I know I'm not alone. Anywhere, whenever, apart but still together. I know I'm not alone, I know I'm not alone.
Right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? It's Tuesday evening. I had to think about that for a moment. It's one of those times where I've spent the entire day pretty much trying to code something and absolutely miserably failing it. Let's just ape some more, shall we? Why not? Ellie the elephant. I mean, clearly $1 billion market cap, not financial advice. Do not take anything I say as, financial advice. Please consult a financial advisor. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. Don't be an idiot. This is an educational stream only. Yada, yada, yada. How's everyone doing? Are we prepared for FOMC this week? Are we altcoin farting? Excellent. Let's have a look. What's actually going on? There is actually a nice little move. A little rotation. As the French would say. Apologies to any French people in here for that terrible accent. Yeah. One of my bags, anyone ripping? Love to see that. I've actually completely missed this move because I was trying to build spaghetti, unironically. But yeah. How's everyone doing? Are we all bullish heading into FOMC? And the inevitable rate cuts and the saviour of this ranging, boring market? I'm certainly hoping to see a little bit of action. What was I going to say? There's been a nice little resurgence of volume. Obviously, shout out to Telemetry by BonkBot, my stream partners for this stream. So sign up with my ref link, you lovely people, because I know you'll help me for giving up my time to chat to you all on a wonderful Tuesday evening instead of spending time. I don't know, I'd probably still be sat here, but you get the point. There's actually been a resurgence on on-chain volume, and there's been quite a bit of trench debauchery. So looking at things like Bagwork and stuff like that literally ran from, you know, literally nothing to 50 million and back down. I mean, this is a horrific chart now to look at, right? It's pretty much looks like it's dead, but you start seeing some sort of relative strength in here, and you start going, this could get interesting quite quickly. Particularly because, you know, it's done an awful lot of volume, got reasonable liquidity and so on and so forth, and it is down like 80% from the highs. I mean, what a lot of these kind of coins tend to do, right, is they just dump 80%, they consolidate for a long time, and then if they're ever going to come back, they just start running. But, you know, it's certainly one I think to keep an eye on, and really just, like, add to the list of, you know, I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to just ape my entire net worth into it, but certainly something interesting to look at. And similar to like streamer, right? This whole streamer meta. Like, this is what I mean. This is like that downtrend, this massive sell-off. And then now it's starting to consolidate again. And this is where it starts getting like interesting on stuff like this. Like this consolidation here, right? On the assumption that it does consolidate. I might actually ask the telemetry team if I can set some alerts on these kind of things and just be like, you know, ping me when it crosses here, because that would be really, really helpful. Not necessarily because it's got my Telegram, right? I'll do that now before I forget, actually. Because then they might tell me I'm being dumb and it's already there. But if not, we've just given them an idea. Bullish on Tom Lee until he goosed like Cathy Wood? Yeah. I would guess so. I mean, for me, I actually think, and I shared this in the Paragon this week as part of my outlook, I kind of think that like yesterday would be a bit slow, which kind of has been. It started to heat up obviously this afternoon. And I think Bitcoin in general has a decent run, and that we see a bit of Bitcoin dominant strength. I have entered a couple of positions this week, and we'll go through them. Like, one of them is not doing too well, one of them's started off okay. Yeah, XPL, this is purely a price action based, a base long. We'll kind of cover my thoughts into FOMC and stuff like that. Like, but yeah, how are you all feeling into FOMC? Are you in the camp that it's priced in, you know, a rate reduction, the market's massively bullish because of it? Are you thinking that people are thinking that it's guaranteed, so it's not baked in because everyone thinks it's going to go the other way and be contrarian? What's the kind of verdict in the stream? Good evening, Ghost Charts. And I've been rude. I'm not gone around and said good evening. Good evening, HG. I love my wife and beautiful kids. Good evenings, Jagilski. I butchered your name. Apologies, but good evening. Good morning, Nicola. Good morning, Loop Guru. Good afternoon, Charles. Good afternoon, Doodle, and good evening, Ghost Charts. Everyone who has chatted in the stream so far. Look, you all got a personal greeting. But yeah, like, I'm just gonna go balls deep long into FOMC, basically. I actually expect that there's gonna be some low time frame fuckery. I think that the chances and probability is that they reduce rates. I don't know if the market will love that, or it will be, oh shit, there's no reaction and it's just priced in and it is what it is. In which case, then we might, you know, see the end of this run and yada yada yada. But I'm not gonna sit here and bet on that, because, like, I personally think that, like, all my charts on Bitcoin have been long for fucking ages, right? All of them. But I personally think that we're in a strong uptrend, and I've given like so many other entries. I personally think that, you know, this could be the catalyst that gets us out of this range. So, like, we've had this range here, yeah, and then we burst out of it. This is kind of like a much wider, higher time frame range up here, with a bit of deviation below it. You know, we get that acceleration. I just think, like, fuck you, higher. I just think we just run it up. Like, the US dollar purchasing price, the power of the US dollar is just dying. Do you know what I mean? The dollar strength in general is just like falling off a cliff. Stocks are just ripping to new all-time highs. Like, tell me with a straight face that, like, that's bearish for crypto, which is, like, arguably like the biggest risk on asset, yeah? I just don't see it. I actually think that crypto is lagging behind TradFi for once. For what reason, I don't know. But, you know, I am long and strong, and I will remain long and strong longer than you can remain solvent and all that kind of wonderful stuff. Like, I just I just don't see it. I just don't see the argument for general crypto weakness at this point in time. Now, it could change very quickly, obviously, could round trip stuff like this, could just literally fucking die in a single candle. We could get a brutal Darth Maul, which just does something like this, and then we run it up. You know, there's loads of things that could happen, but all I can change is what I'm going to do and how I'm going to position into it. So I'm just going to hold my spot. I'm going to put my dick on the table, and I'm just going to run it. But it's doing very well. I've catched it at Pico bottom, aiming for 13 cents. Lovely job. Yeah, like this is a nice like SR flip, right? Run it up, support, support, resistance, 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 yeah, resistance, breakthrough, turn it into support, support. Doesn't need to be more complicated than that. Hopefully we manage to break this downtrend and we start running it back up again, right? Like I was talking to people and it's like 50% away from the highs, fine. This is kind of a massive line in the sand for me. Like hopefully we get that risk on. This is a nice rotation, and it kind of confirms some of what I'm thinking. So like Pump Fun, a bit of memery in there, Pengu, SPX, all that kind of stuff, MPC, like we're getting some of the tail end of risk, which is nice. All right, good morning, Living Off Grid. Thoughts on ETH? I will come on to that Andy Reid. We will not ignore ETH, okay? I promise. Pinky, pinky promise. Yeah, like I'm just gonna go long and stay long. And Sol is one of my biggest bags that I've got. It's, you know, it's up 37% up here. It's still running really well. I still think, you know, we've talked about it time and time again. We talked about it last stream. We talked about, you know, potentially longing like under here, just playing that continuation of structure, keeping that momentum as long as it does. You know, this is not an unreasonable place for it to stall, right? Around 245. Not unreasonable at all. So, yeah. I'm really comfy in this. I think Sol BTC looks good, big reclaim of a high time frame level. I think, you know, Sol ETH looks good. It still held its strength. You know, it's in a good cleanup trend. Like this is the bet that I want to take, right? It's Solana, and I know that we're at an extreme here, but I just think that this can continue further than, you know, anything else. Later, can you do SPX? Yeah, of course. And if I forget, just remind me. Because I actually did have a decent trade on SPX. I caught that rotation, got stopped somewhere around here, and it's done. But yeah, that was a nice breakout. We went through this last week on stream, I think, and it's exactly that pattern that I'm talking about, right? So we were talking about this on streamer. Like, look at this, like proper die-in, on SPX. Bum. As soon as you start getting that breaker trend lines after a consolidation, one of the most Billy basic setups in crypto, but I'll tell you what, it works. It works. Like, just don't fade it if it works, especially when you get that breakout and huge relative strength with a big meaty candle, right? That's what the ladies like, so I'm told. You sound quite euphoric, given you're up since 5 AM. Yeah, man, I'm just having a really good day. I'm actually really enjoying the markets, and like, I've been talking to quite a few of my old friends, like in, what's it called? Crypto, like, and it's really nice to just reconnect some of them. And I've been trying to sort of sort my personal brand out a little bit and update like my spaghetti, because this is fucking monstrous, let's be honest. Yeah, it's fucking bleh. And I want to automate it, and I've been trying to do that, and I've been like on the verge of killing myself with PineScript, because if I'll tell you what, if I see one more of these errors, invalid symbol, it doesn't exist, when I've spent like hours in Excel doing like fucking shit like this. Hang on, I'll show you. Fucking making sure that all my bullshit is working. Like, you know, I'm writing this kind of stuff, boys and girls. Like, look at this. I'm a fucking turbo nerd today. Look at this. I'm sat in Excel. I'm doing like this kind of stuff. Look, we're doing a bit of ifs and lengths and all that kind of crap. Let's go. But anyway, that's not the crypto content you came here for. I'm trying to build this out, and I'm trying to build this into a system that is basically foolproof. Yeah, so I could just give it to you. I could give it to my daughter, who is, you know, 9 years old, and say they're the coins that you want to look at. But yeah, I think like basically the market is slower at the moment, but we will get risk on periods again. And when it does, fix your OI indicator first. What OI indicator? What's wrong with my OI indicator? Lucifer Incestus. 2 weeks ago you mentioned at 1.17 enter. What, on here? Yeah, I mean that is pretty much here, right? That is this breakout. So if you're talking about this, like this here, I mean that is there, that's the breakout play, yeah? And this breakout, lovely, for a couple of reasons. Firstly, you've had the momentum decline, like you've had the huge sell-off from the highs, yeah? So I know I didn't want to go onto SPX, but fuck it, we're here now, let's deal with it. 50% from the highs, yeah? Lovely. Nice pullback, etc, etc. You've then got this like divergence across here of like consistent lower lows and then like higher highs on RSI. Now I don't like it particularly because obviously it's over a massive time frame, it's pretty ridiculous, but it just shows you bluntly that instead of selling off at a pace of knots and going, right, well this trend's accelerating, it shows that the trend is weakening and then you get the consolidation and then you want to obviously bet on a reversal of that trend, yeah? And that's what this is. So yeah, if I did tell you to long at 1.17 or whatever it is, then excellent, I will pat myself on the back. Compare it to the official trading viewer OI indicator and see for yourself, mate. Oh come on, as if I do that. I got people to do that for me. Like, right, I'll have a look at it at some point. I'm trying to build a new indicator here, Lucifer. Come on, man. Come on, don't sap my indicator energy. I don't get this very often. I don't get this hype to build in PineScript because PineScript's like the most awful language in the world. It's literally tragic. But yeah, on BTC, I'm just an obnoxious bull, and I'm going to continue to be an obnoxious bull for some time. So yeah, I think like if we can start flipping like this level again. Like, is it great to be bullish into resistance? Not particularly. But the continuation play for me here is literally something like that if we reclaim it, right? So reclaim it and off we go. And like here, you've got attempt 1, attempt 2, attempt 3 at breaking through it. Like, I think it subsides. I think it subsides eventually. We reclaim this former range, former level, and we just start running. Yeah. Momentum for that whole year has been up and, well, since way back here has been up and to the right, right? Slow adoption cycle, etc, etc, but it's nice. You know, final parabolic phase of market, run it up to something ridiculous, and then see you in a billion years. Like, that's literally it on BTC for me. I'm not interested in taking a short, not now. I'm going to gonna keep that going. We'll take a look at Useless. I mean, the only thing that I noticed on Useless the other day, and I tweeted this, because I was like, this is a bit naughty. Got a lot of devs selling. Oh, let's fucking get track wallets off there. You know, bosh, bosh, bosh. It's only small amounts, but it's just slow and steady selling. You know, is it bullish? Is it bearish? I don't have enough data points to say that. I mean, fair enough. You know, they fucking waited. They've waited some time to do that, but still, pretty wild. Like, if I'm looking at this just from a pure TA perspective, and I'll get rid of this because, you know, I don't really want it there. If I look, like, depending on where you draw your levels, and obviously I would rather draw one here and kind of one here across the lows there. Like, with this then, oh, up arrow, lovely. This being like a deviation, obviously that just being like a liquid wick. From my perspective, it doesn't look too bad, right? You've had the strong downtrend here, we broke that downtrend, which is where I posted on CT up here. You've then just got this bullish market structure in terms of higher highs, higher lows, yeah? And as long as we're above this magical support line here, then it looks good. You know, the trade to me looks like this. The only thing that I don't like about Useless is that over the last couple of days, as with most coins to be fair, hasn't shown particularly great relative strength, but on this rotation, it is one of the better coins. So, you know, it's not exactly bad. I wouldn't be too concerned with it at this point in time, given the context of FOMC, people are probably de-risking, yada yada yada. I think once we get over that hurdle, I think the market comes back a bit more risk on, a little bit more interesting. But that's my opinion. And that's my opinion on Useless. I still think it is a decent asset. I think as long as there's relative strength, I don't know why you wouldn't long it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why you wouldn't play it. It's I definitely don't want to short it. Like the other side of that coin is it's a bit of a cabal coin, right? It's like bonk funds, one of their main launches. So I'd be surprised if they don't run up to $1 billion. I would be surprised. But again, not financial advice. Dior, etc. I don't use TA anymore. Indicators are useless. Charts are useless. You need to hear the prices from other people or ask a friend. What? Is that a pasta or something and I'm just like too boomer to understand it? I mean, I kind of get what you're saying from one respect, or one perspective, that TA is a bit of a meme, but TA isn't a foolproof system, right? TA is just a way to define your risk and how you manage your risk on a trade. That's literally it. And how you're defining an entry. Like, do I want to enter now? No, because I've drawn this magical line. Is now a good time to buy Bitcoin? Well, I'm pretty bullish, so if I just went on my fundamental kind of viewpoint, I'd buy Bitcoin now, right? And I wouldn't worry about it. But if I want to trade it, I can't just buy it with no plan, with no, well, where am I wrong on this trade, you know? Like, I can't, even if I just start drawing meme lines, like meme diagonals, and say, okay, well, I want to get long for this rotation of the market. Well, my validation is pretty much, yeah, here, not far off where I drew this, to be fair. So that's all TA is doing, you know, astrology for men and all that. And for me, it's just defining your risk management of your trade. That's it. And sometimes you draw this up and you go, well, fuck me, this looks stupid, and then it plays out. And other times you look back and you go, why did I have my stop here? Why was my stop smaller than an ant's dick? Like, what? You know, and I've had trades like that, and I've gone back and gone, why the fuck did I think I could be right within like 0.2% of the market's volatility? Do you know what I mean? Can you beg Magus to take a break? Yeah. I told him STRK looks amazing, high time frame. Okay. It's amazing, mate. Future of France. Look at that sexy compression around the bottom. I mean, if it gains some momentum, then yeah. Or if there's a reason you're bullish on this, like fundamental reason, then I get it. But there's just so many coins that just sat in this like dead fucking graveyard of ranging after an infinite dump, yeah? I can't get excited about that, so I hope you're not like, you know, looking to me to be fucking, I'm gonna buy this. You know, I'd rather buy the breakout of this. That's what I am. You know, I trade momentum whilst it's actually in a state of momentum, not while it's in a, I don't know, whatever the fuck this is. It's probably a reasonable percentage-based range, but it's 55%. Yeah, pretty fucking reasonable. But yeah, it's just not for me. You know, you look at the like local range, and really, just yeah. I would much rather play something that is in play. Said BCH and XRP are the plays. Put your own XO indicator on it. Take that trade any day. Yeah, fair play, mate. I mean, to be fair, I don't really trade with the XO macro trend scanner. That's as you might have guessed, it's XOs. But I mean, structurally, it looks nice, yeah? So it has got a higher low here, etc. It is looking like it wants to do something decent as a result of changing its structure and all that kind of stuff. But to me, it's just a big consolidation, and this kind of stuff can consolidate and run much. Oh, sorry, can do nothing for much longer than I can keep my interest in it. But yeah, I mean, okay, yearly open was that somewhere up here. Yeah, I don't really trade yearly opens, but yeah, I mean, good luck to you, mate. If you're accumulating here and you want it to run, I'm fingers crossed for you. I will probably side with Magus on that one, bizarrely, which I hate to say, but you know. It is what it is. There's a lot of strength in like some of the older coins, like AVAX. AVAX one that, you know, I think we talked about before, but it's I've seen it quite a bit on like low time frame relative strength, and it's a weird one because, you know, there's all obviously the tier one. What am I about? All like majors seem to be doing quite well considering. I kind of want to get some of this, but it's just in such an awkward place in general that like the trade that we had a minute ago is what should have taken, right? If I wanted to be long AVAX, now it's a little bit late. You know, it was actually really nice from just a structure perspective and all that, but yeah, there's been a lot of movement on some of these older coins. I mean, I ran a Litecoin up before actually. I longed quite a bit of Litecoin down here or wherever it was, and played a nice Litecoin trade. But let's have a look at XRP. I kind of think that XRP and various other things that are in that like old school meta, BCH and all that kind of stuff, are probably going to be a little bit more attractive in general anyway, because like they'll probably have the same bullshit narrative as like, you know, the Doge. Potential ETF stats and all that kind of stuff. So TARD5 propping shit up. Again, XRP was a very simple kind of lots of lower highs into a trend line break, and the same with ETH actually. I think we talked about it last week on stream, didn't we, with ETH? In terms of like, yeah, I've still got the annotations. In terms of, you know, do I really want to short this? Not particularly. Do I really want to long it? Not until the strength comes in. And I was AFK when the strength came in, as is usual. But it's the same thought process, right? So if you're kind of newer to trading and you just want some Billy basic setups, which is a large amount of what I play, to be honest. You know, like literally downtrends with market structure. When it starts breaking, you know, you've got this lower high here. Consistent lower highs, that's a lower high, and then as soon as you start breaking that and forming higher lows, like especially after a big breakout, you know, decent move. Can you please chart near for you? Yeah, man, near, far, wherever we are. I haven't charted near in ages. I had a big bag of near a while ago actually. When I was charting it way back here. The whole AI run and all that, it was one of my decent spot bags for like this run, but then it did fuck all really. I mean, it's in a similar position to like STRK, right? And this is the big sort of problem that I got with these kind of coins, is that I look at this and I go, all right, well, you know, this is just a big range and a big consolidation, and I don't like trading within the range. I'd much rather see a sell-off and a reclaim and trade here, or see a potential breakout and trade that. Like, that's where I want to do business. And I think one of the big parts about, or that I've learned in my trading journey, you know, bearing in mind I've been doing this now for fucking 8 years, which is quite depressing to think about, is that there are places on a chart where I want to do business and places on a chart where I don't want to do business. Like here, like diddling in the middle of a range, just not interested. Not interested. Unless this chart had some major fundamental reason, like, you know, I don't know, it's going to launch next week, or it's something that I'm massively bullish on because it's the next social, like, friend tech type thing. And I'm bullish on SocialFi. There's no reason why I'd ape this kind of thing. Did I catch my favorite short setup on ETH? No, my favorite short setup wasn't actually on ETH. My favorite short setup was on Pump. And I missed that because I was being a good human being. And it was this. So it was this parabola break and this lower high here. And now it's literally gone back to entry, but I drew all this before it happened, just as an FYI. And I did say that my favorite position would be, you know, we consolidate for a little bit, we sell off, we really sell off, we reclaim whatever range we establish, and that's where we go long on Pump. And I think this relative strength here tells us that story. Yeah, it says we should be long Pump. Pump is still in play. It's still a good coin, yeah? So that was probably the one that I liked more than ETH. Because, you know, for ETH, like if you're thinking like parabolic run into lower high or anything like that, or even like the div across these highs, the div across these highs was a bit shit, to be honest, and from like a daily perspective. Though it was alright from like a momentum perspective on Awesome Oscillator across them, but still a bit janky. Yeah, I'm not shorted ETH, and there's not really as much to do on this chart, I don't think. I actually think if I'm looking at this now, you know, there's a couple of levels going across here. Obviously, the consolidation that we've just had, that we talked about before, we talked about a lot last time. I would say that this is like a range high, with this being like deviation, etc. would be where I'm potentially interested in either playing a breakout or you know, this is essentially mid-range. And like, if I was like a mid-range trader, then I'd be looking at this and going, like, get rid of this. Yeah. As soon as I start seeing some of the strength and breaking this diagonal, I'll go for it. Yeah. Really not a problem. But I don't really like participating in the middle of the range, and I don't really like intraday trading ETH. But you know, if we start breaking out, I could be tempted to grab another bag, and if we see some like ETH BTC strength as well. But I think Sol's just a better play, and I'm balls deep long Sol, so why would I really want to flip at this point? Yeah, it played out already. Stay far away from near. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's just never going to see another cycle, right? There's loads and loads of like old stuff that's just, you know, it's had its move, it's had its time in the sun. Like, they look a lot like this, you know? They have little mini cycles and they're good if you catch them, but yeah, just pretty shite in general. Pretty nice move on good on Aether. But yeah, my theory is that actually Bitcoin dominance starts picking up. And whilst everyone is celebrating alt season, Bitcoin just rips again. Potentially as a result of, you know, the change in Fed policy and all that kind of stuff. But I just think in general, it rips. So, you know, I'm kind of not minimizing altcoin exposure. I'm just trying to take well-managed risks on my alts and not trying to overexpose myself to a fuck ton of, you know, essentially beta. Because if Bitcoin shits the bed, then it's all going to go right. That's just the way the cookie crumbles and always has been. Nia still has 1 billion in treasury? What? Yeah, but is that shitcoins or is that like fixed USDT? Can catch AI narrative? Yeah, I mean, I think robotics is probably the next narrative if we get something like that. like apt had its run, but most likely stay dead, even though other alts are pumped. Yeah, and I think that's kind of it, right? Is that there's a lot of these coins that are just, they're not going to do much. They've had a nice run, could come back, could easily come back, but why would I want to buy this when you can literally just go, here's magic diagonal line, here's magic horizontal line, like, alright, that's, the horizontal line is drawn terribly, but, yeah, why would I want to buy this? Just buy it when it's up here, buy it when it starts moving, buy it when it starts going. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just... PQ looks good in robotics. Is this going to be like a low cap? I'm happy to take like proper low cap shills, like Jesus Christ, you know. In a way, I'd rather buy this than a lot of other stuff because it's had like a much shorter cycle and it's broken out of this consolidation, you know. Reclaim, much more interesting than a lot of the other stuff. Can you chart ICP? Internet Computer Protocol? I think that was one of the wildest floats ever, wasn't it? It was like they put 1% of the supply on the market and it was at 100 billion valuation or something ridiculous like that. Yeah, I'm not surprised that this has gone down like 99.5% from the highs. But yeah, I mean, it's the same story, mate. Like, a lot of these charts, they just look dead, you know. They just look pretty boring. And these consolidations, like, even if you're just saying to me, like, break this downtrend, yeah? Break that, then I can get a little bit excited. Or sell off and reclaim and show me that strength, you know, sweep all these lows, show me you've got some stamina left by like literally, you know, a sell off and then a really quick buyback, run it back. Like that or that, they are where I want to be doing business. Potentially like a run up to this. But like in here, in a downtrending market, like buying this, you gotta have something fundamentally, I think, that makes you think that there's really something special about Internet Computer Protocol. So, I'm just being honest, I know a lot of people want to hear me just go, oh, it's fucking amazing, mate, you're going to be a billionaire. But that's kind of not crypto anymore. You have to pick your assets quite wisely. Would you say RWA will still be relevant going into another cycle? Yeah, I think so. Like, I think RWA is actually one of the main use cases of crypto in general, right? So not only being able to send money, you know, across the globe in a single store of value like Bitcoin, which, you know, there's 21 million of them, only ever going to be. It's proved the test of time. You know, it's been out for 14 years now. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, you know, the real life application of crypto, apart from rugged motherfuckers, which is a use case, by the way, and gambling, hyper gambling, and, you know, enabling everybody to gamble and hyper gamble into generational wealth, which is a core function of crypto, I think. You know, that RWA, you know, sticking real world assets on the blockchain and having an easy way to transact. Like, how many of you ever bought a house, right? In the UK, if you buy a house, it is a fucking arduous and awful process. Even just getting some of the stuff sorted, right? Just like literal contracts. Absolute pain in the ass. So if you can make things like that easier, yeah, I get that you've got to do all your compliance checks and all that stuff, your money laundering and all that rubbish. But transacting things like that, yeah, it's mental. So XPL is one of the longs I took in the group this week, and the same with Wolfie, good old World Liberty, because it had a bit of a decent rotation, but it's not playing out particularly well. Ondo is very high on my list of I wanted a bag of it purely because of where it was on a high time frame basis. And I've still got that alert there, right? And this looks like one of my favorite patterns. It's just in terms of that big sell-off, big consolidation, big run-up, but slow and painful, right? It's not easy. You're not just going to get it fucking handed to you. It's a $1 billion asset. It's not going to just, fucking eat up like that overnight. It's kind of had that run when it originally did it back here. Like, that was a pretty amazing run. It ran not by itself, but it was a big part of the market at that point in time. So, I'm not surprised that it's stalling, but equally, we've, failed to close above, rejected, failed to close above, failed. It's pretty obvious that there's a heavy selling at 108. So until we really substantially clear 108, I'm just not interested, right? It's the same logic as anything else. Does that make sense? A lot of companies just foreclosing that need a real estate lawyer, and you have to sign papers for like an hour. Yeah, exactly. It's mental, the whole process. And it should be complex, right? It's property, it's people's houses. If you fuck that up, they got nowhere to live, yada, yada, yada. Sir, Woo, please. I think Woo is in the bin, isn't it? The token. Great exchange, great people. Great concept, if you think about it, they were kind of one of the first, like the whole hyperliquid type thought process. But I mean, look at it, it's the same, it's exactly the same as all these other charts. Like, if your chart is like, just go to like the weekly or the monthly or something like that, right? If your chart is sat in tiny little price range at the lows down here, like, you can't really be bullish on it, right? Parts of the market are moving, yeah? You want to focus on this stuff that is moving, that is back in play, that is doing something, right? Like this, anything that is beating Bitcoin. And look, right? Look, just objectively look at this chart. This is a market low, right? Way back in August, right? This is Bitcoin. How many altcoins actually outperform Bitcoin, and how many altcoins got absolutely annihilated by Bitcoin? Right? It's a handful that outperformed. So asset allocation is exceptionally important. Having your money in dead bags, just wasted money, wasted opportunity. In my personal, non-financial advice opinion. So unless it changes and does something like that, I just don't see the point in having it, in holding it. AVNT? See, like, I haven't heard of some of these, but I would rather play some of the newer coins. Oh, okay, so new listing, literally selling off. Let's have a look. Yeah, what I'm looking for is relative strength. Can't really see it. Not really that interested, but maybe if it comes back, then we play a rotational 2 on it, yeah? Mexi chart. Thank you, brother, for the Yeah, see, that's nice. That's pretty fucking good, isn't it? Basically, if you bought at almost any point apart from the last couple of days, you're up. Yeah, this is good structurally. It's, first real pullback. I'd much rather be having my money and stuff like this that's got, clear consolidation down here and then broken out, held above it, and gone. And that's what I'm looking for, right? I want that. 0.27 entry, that's a really nice entry as well. Down here somewhere. Banger. Want to add if $1 gets reclaimed? Yeah, that's exactly like how I'd see this, to be fair, which is, this is a range. You got confluence then with your meme diagonals as well. Like everything would kind of point to that move up. You know, that's the reclaim there, and then off we go. There's the momentum. So yeah, really nice. So I'm going to keep this chart actually, and I'm going to keep this as like a potential per play. So thank you. If I make money out of it, then come back and I'll shower you in shekels. So add it to the watch list. Well, that's it. Like, I've now got something on my watch list. You know, maybe I set an alert here, maybe I set an alert here. And then I just sit back and I go, okay, well, at one point, this was my thought process. I know what I was thinking, you know. I'll leave this chart here. I get an alert, something pings off. We go have a peep. Do I want to long it? Yes, no. You know, this was ridiculous. It was literally pinged that it was a massive downtrend. Didn't want to take the trade because I wasn't there. So, you know, I'd love to say it was because I was a genius, but actually I wanted it to see like a decent reclaim and a close above, right? I just put it a little bit because I wanted to see it actually reclaim this, but I put it a little bit ahead of it because I wanted it to trigger and put it on my radar so that I could react quite quickly. You know, for these, it's like you're planning for your future self to just be able to look at stuff and go, oh yeah, I remember this. I do want to buy this. I don't want to buy this. Look at the chart. Here's my rationale. You know, there's the alert. There's where it got triggered on prompt. You know, fucking bosh. Do you know what I mean? Like, let the trades kind of come to you. Let's have a look at some of the discovery stuff, what's going on. Is anyone actually actively doing the shitcoin stuff? Oh, I bought some of this yesterday. And now it's ran. Yeah. Zero patience. Zero patience. Send me a $5, I got exactly the same plan, spot play running. Yeah, that's nice. Groper and Pepe coin took early. Already out there. Yeah, I saw Groper on the feed actually. That was a is that the OG Pepe coin? Yeah, it just like literally fucking, I think it was Nick who posted about it. It's one of those which is just like, okay. Just literally run it up. Yeah. Yeah, Nick's a good lad. Pepe won't ran, so confidence for Pepe type coins. Yeah, is that the original Pepe coin? Because the original one, I mean, it's, wow, oh, there's loads of them now, isn't there? Holy shit. 1 month, 10 months? It was on ETH, the original one, wasn't it? Wow, that's wormhole. Oh, okay, brand new one. Yeah, fair. I mean, I think I'm gonna start like a 1 soul to 100 soul challenge, like Doc. Maybe even give him a challenge so you can run up an account first. Can I check Mo or this, brother? Are we checking 6k market cap coins now? Alright, quick. Let me shill it to 120,000 people. Let's fucking load up. No, I'm joking. 191k was the entry. Let's go, brother. Let's go. Pep. Lip up. Ooh, the bundlers. Yeah, nice start, to be fair. I'm surprised that these guys are letting it just rock and roll. Not bad for a day's work, is it? Bundling some shit coins. Very impressive. I always like it when people spend nothing and and make money. That's joyful, isn't it? But yeah, streamer is quite high on my radar of something that I want. Maybe I've missed the meta, but whatever. What's this? Tuning. Well, my last whale call is down 58%. But we kind of got to go ape some for the boys, haven't we? Boys in chat. Let's see what happens. Yeah, 190k entry on that was good, mate. Really, really good. For spot bags of shitcoins, do you think it's better to sell and realise a loss and move on to a better asset, or better to hold and pray? I mean, I personally think that sell and move on. That's my kind of thought process. But obviously, you have to choose whatever you want. Yeah. Like, it's not for me to dictate your risk appetite or how good of a trader you are. Like, some people just hold a bag for 5 years, forget about it, come back, and their theory has played out. Yeah, and there's plenty of times where I've sold stuff and it's then gone on to do exactly what I wanted it to do. Right? I was like, oh fuck, I had so much conviction in this. I should have just held it forever. And there's other times where I've held it forever and it's absolutely killed me. Right? It's literally gone like and just fucking slowly died. So, there's no right answer to this. I guess the way that I would normally put it to myself is, how am I going to feel based on those outcomes? Yeah. So you have to weigh it up. So let's kind of do the simple exercise of like, the outcomes are, you sell. Let's just do a little like stupid grid. Yeah. Sell. Yes. No. Performance up, down, right? So you sell it, yes, and it goes up. Fuck, I want to kill myself. Yeah. Sell it, nope, I keep it. It goes up. Alright, I'm a fucking god. You sell it, yeah, and it goes down. Well, I'm a fucking god. You sell it, nope, and it goes down, and you hold it to 0. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm gonna kill myself, right? You kind of have to weigh, like, which ones of these outcomes do you care about more than the other. If it's a huge amount of money to you right now, and you're looking at it every single day anyway, then you probably want to think, yes, maybe I'm going to start selling this. Yeah, I need to like de-risk it. I can't take this anymore. If you're not bothered, it's a tiny part of your portfolio. It'd actually be worse if you came back and it had 10x'd, and you had sold it. If this would be like unbearable pain, then obviously get rid of it. That's why then obviously keep it and let it play out. But yeah, that's kind of how I do things like decision trees and grids and just think things through. It's made me hold on to certain things probably too long, but being an example, I would really regret it if BERT ran to like $1, because I got a massive amount of BERT, as you might have guessed. So, if BERT was like $1 and I sold it up here for, whatever it was 80, so like an 8x or something from my like average, is it going to change my life? Well, it'd be nice. Go on a few holidays or something, maybe buy a fancy car or some shit with it, but it's not gonna be like retirement play. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if it goes to $1, then that's probably me donezo. But I'm never gonna quit really because I'm addicted to these markets. But the point being that like I don't really want to forfeit that, so that's a big part of my thought process. I don't just want to like eat it. Does that make sense? Does that kind of give you a little bit of a like not an answer per se, but just a flavor of how I go about making those decisions. So I don't want to tell you what to do. If I tell you to sell it, it'll be up 10x tomorrow. If I tell you to buy more of it, it'll just slowly bleed into the ground. Good morning, Charizzy. Good morning, Zero IQ Redact. Hey, you stole my username. JK, bruv. But yeah, I think we get a little Solana challenge on the go. Me against Doc or something. Right, has anyone got any questions, any comments, any queries, anything like that? I'm probably just gonna go and degen a little bit more on chain. Mess around. Fucking just double up, double or nothing. Let's go. Buy some tuning. Whatever the fuck that is. Little bit too bundly. But we'll see. God, some people are just savage. Absolute savage. MYX looks like it's trying to reclaim this 1 hour trend. Yeah, that could be nice. It's got quite a bit of relative strength. Haven't actually looked at the chart. I mean, I don't know what funding's doing either, but before it was an absolute beast to trade in terms of. Yeah, it does look like Cabal round 2. Really good spot, Charles. Yeah, no, like this is exactly what I mean. Like you've got this range here. Which actually, if I probably go on to like a 30-minute time frame, looks like a pretty epic breakout, right? Like that is a really, really nice consolidation. Let's make it like a clean rectangle, because fuck me, that is a painted chart, isn't it? That is not organic. Did I miss the group gooning yet? Nah, Paradigm, you're just in time, mate. How are you? How are you doing? We charted silver and we just drew a line going like that. No, we didn't really. I don't even think I have a silver chart on here. I know, it's very rude, isn't it? The Silver Surfer himself joins the chat and just fucking chill shitcoin to 0 straight away. Feel like your Farcoin bag is becoming missed opportunities, even though I've held 3 months. Can I send you 100k? I'll send you 200k back. Yeah, of course, mate. Just DM your ID. Actually, DM it to my assistant, Trader Magus. He'll sort it out for you. Robot narrative, by the way, serve and RR look good in my opinion, stock-wise. Yeah, do you know what? My we were covering some stonks actually, and I'm gonna shift over a little bit to stonks with my friend Trader XO, and because every time I chart a stonk, it seems to work out really, really well. And it's moving more than fucking crypto, let's be honest. Like, yeah, good old Tesla. So, we'll see. We'll see. I kind of want to trade stocks a little bit anyway, because, yeah, personal dodgy tax reasons, but I do want to give it a go. Stocks movement rate is way better. Made some good shekels on Tesla over 2 trades, and then it kept going. Market makers out to get you, yeah, mate. I mean, they're probably just watching you, do you know what I mean? They're literally sat outside your house. As soon as you hit buy, they're just like, bosh. It's gone. All that profit that you had, that you loved. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it, mate. What about the weekly market structure break? XO is joining? Nah, mate. No. I was gonna catch up with him today actually, but he absolutely piped me off. He was like, "It's Charlie, cunt." Nah, not speaking to him. Like that. What on BTC? I mean, yeah, if it closes like this, right? It does look pretty ugly, but personally, I'm just choosing to be bullish. You know, I haven't got any major indicators that say, oh, I should be massively bearish here, other than like massive weekly momentum divergence, right? And equivalent. And maybe I'm just hoping and winging on a prayer or whatever. But either way, I would rather go out on the last legs of this market and this run, a bull, and be like, well, you know, didn't catch. There was no last leg to catch. Gave a little bit back, not a problem. You know, P&L over the past like couple of years since the old FTX bottom, you know, something like this. So if it ends up being something like that, I'm not particularly. Well, it's probably a lot more janky than that, you know, whatever. But if it ends up being like that, and I cut it off like here, absolutely fine. That's a risk I am certainly willing to take. So, you know, I don't care that much. It's that classic meme of you're only up like 500x, like not 700x or whatever. Actually, it's nowhere near that in terms of returns. Like maybe in 2021 it was, but certainly not this cycle. Not for me anyway. But done very well out of it. Very happy. So yeah, if I go out of the last legs of the market being a bull, that's how I'd rather go. Sink the ship and all that. I think that in general, though, I don't see why we should just suddenly risk off markets, and I'm going to remain bullish. So whatever. Got to go, great evening all. Yeah, cheers in and out, go mate. Thanks for bringing some stonk discussions to the stream. Hopefully see you next week. My thoughts on Zig? I mean, Zig's a banger, and I think they're going to be getting out of testnet soon. So, for me, I think we talked about this last stream as well, like, literally, that one of the, like, cleanest, most mental high time frame charts I've seen, yeah? Like, it's just wild. Like, it's just in this consolidation range for so long. Let's find some more music. 1064 days, bottom to top, last 2 cycle, October the 8th. Perfect, we've got a couple of weeks. Nobody going for third drive, we'll have a look in a second, and we'll go jump to Nobody. So Nobody is one that we talked about on stream fucking a bajillion years ago, and it was down here somewhere. And obviously I didn't hold, I sold like most of mine up here and here. I literally did this basically and then never really rebought, feeling like a god down here, feeling like an idiot up here, etc, rinse and repeat those emotions. For me, like, it doesn't seem to be a chart that respects many levels particularly. It just seems to be like we're running this turbo for now, and then we're dumping it, like literally run up, dump the shit out of it, run up, dump the shit out of it. There's not major like consolidations on it. The only consolidation really was down here. And for me, that means it's like Cabal-esque. Oh yeah, we're getting fucked again. Let's go one more. Let's fucking triple down on this bitch. Like, I don't like trying to jump in to this stuff without having like a real high time frame thesis on it. And they've got obviously a lot of followers and all that kind of stuff. But like, I would just be looking for breaks of structure in terms of like a 4-hour change here and a pivot around this level, around the previous highs here and here, and essentially a reclaim of this, because that would suggest that you're continuing that bullish trend of consecutive higher lows and consecutive higher highs. Like, that's what you want to aim for. You want to aim for somewhere up here, but yeah, it's a bit messy. New game, take a shot every time Charlie says for me. Oh no, do I do that a lot, do I? We can do that game. I'll play that game if you want. I'll tell you what, next stream, every time I say for me, I'll take... Well, I'm actually trying to lose weight, so I'll do slimline gin and tonics, yeah? Because I now love men, apparently. But if you're looking to get long on this, like, that reclaim here is exactly where I'd be getting long. I don't know what your situation is, whether you're looking for the next trade on this, whether you're looking to sell, do I sell here or I bought up here? Don't know. That's what I'd be looking for in terms of next trade, like simple levels, former highs basically across here. And I've got to resist saying for me. It doesn't count if I quote it, right? Doesn't count. Where would you long on Pepe? So yeah, that essentially. Not this Pepe. I take it you mean Pepe. Where's Pepe? I must have deleted Pepe. Or not. I think the thing with Pepe is I don't have high conviction on it because I think it's Solana meta, if there's going to be anything. It doesn't look bad here, in all fairness. Really doesn't look too bad. Thing is, Pepe's not exactly high beta. It's down here. There's just so many better options. Bonk. Oh, shit's kicking off. Bing, 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 bing. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Starting to break out already. I mean, I'm probably not going to take that on stream. You know, I'm just fucking around with my telemetry shitcoins. It's going really well. Maybe I won't challenge Doc to a. Maybe I won't challenge Doc to the 1 to 100 just yet. Yeah, let's jump back to Papega. Yeah, it's the same thought process here. That was decent long. You know, exactly the same. Like, alright, maybe this was a lot better. And hopefully you can see why it was a lot better. Because you've got these consistent higher lows. You've got the evidence, the demand is there, right? Here, it's a bit like, what's really going on? It's just high time frame support with no major confluence. And into what I think is going to be a Sol meta, not a ETH meter. So it's really tough. Probably something like that. If I had to long it, if you said gun to your head, Charlie, what would make you long ETH? Be something like that. Like a big sell-off, but a big reclaim on relative strength. But I don't particularly like it, I'm not gonna lie. Right. I think that's probably me done, boys and girls. I think, yeah. I'm bullish into Form C. I hope that the market risks on afterwards. I'm long some proper debauchery shitcoins like XPL. I think that looks pretty good. I think it's actually one of the better rotations as well. You know, it's definitely got relative strength. So I'm reasonably confident in it. But might tighten up my stops a little bit so I don't take a dick in. And yeah. Apart from that, bags of Burt. Hoping that runs soon. Tends to run when everything else is just boring. And anyone still been long this for a few months now. Hopefully it runs and yeah, we get a bit of movement. We have had a bit of movement on this rotation, bizarrely. It's quite up there on the relative strength, which is good to see. With pump, we covered that earlier in terms of that, like, I think we get the consolidation, so I'm just going to delete all this. I think we get a consolidation for a little while, and then when Solana really starts kicking off again, it runs again, right? But a consolidation after essentially a parabolic run-up, you know, a reclaim like down here, like that was a good long. As you can see, obviously hindsight, thanks for that, Charlie, fucking really useful. A breakout is also a valid play. So again, I want to transact here and here, and that's it. But really good relative strength. So should be very, very high up on people's radar. Very, very high up. But yeah, hopefully that was a decent stream. Next week we do the drinking with Charlie. Every time I say for me, you've got to do a shot. And I will do a shot as well. And maybe we'll chuck another few Sol onto some proper on-chain shitcoining. And see what happens. Nice, I'm applying crypto trading setup stocks. Is AAL something you would look for? I'm gonna say without even looking at it, higher highs, higher lows, bouncing off trend line, bottom of channel sounds pretty nice to me. But I mean, I don't trade stocks, not at the moment anyway. So yeah, I mean, structurally that looks like Tesla before it broke out, right? And it's actually got a decent bit of confluence with this. So, you know, this is where you would want it to hold, pretty much here. And not go underneath there, because otherwise, you know, your thesis of continuation is basically busted. So, yeah. you know, let's have a look at some higher time frame levels to see where we might actually target instead of just random line. Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah. Look, I'm a stock trader now. Got to go, boss. XOXO. Cheers, Paradigm, joining us. Maybe one time you can come on here. We can talk about silver. But I will not call it shitcoin in the first 30 seconds, I promise. Yeah, that's exactly the same setup I had on Tesla, right? Exactly the same. Like, look at it. Tesla was a bit better in the sense of it wasn't like structurally in this like massive consolidation, but it is a nice local structure. So, you know, Tesla on a higher time frame basis kind of had this and had this massive rejection here. Yeah. So like retest, you know, a lower high here, bosh, but then instantly pulled back, kept away from this consolidation and this big high time frame resistance. So a little bit different because obviously American Airlines is kind of much more like down in a consolidation period, and now that's looking good, but still similar. Yes, 0.09%. Get fucked. I don't know how people do that 9 to 5, man. I just don't know. $3. Woo. Woo. Well, that bombshell. I think we've gone through a lot today. I think I've put some good coins on your radar, hopefully. Things like XPL, buy my bags. But obviously anyone, buy my bags. Bitcoin, simple reclaim on Bitcoin is the kind of next leg for me. Like maybe not with the stop loss there, right? That's probably a little bit aggressive. And maybe do something like that. And obviously everything's going to really depend on FOMC. So let's see what's baked in and what's not. Don't go too mad on the leverage. You'll probably, if you put some entries plus or minus 10% of current prices, you might even get them. So, you know, don't be afraid to try something ridiculous like that on those kind of days. But yeah, thank you all for being here. I will love you and leave you. Sign up to BonkBot or Telemetry by BonkBot. The link is in the comments, and I will see you next week, same time. Au revoir.